Welcome back to another no budget film review, and today I got my first review request on TikTok. The film is called Observer and it's directed by a man that goes by Aiden. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so one of the things to consider here is the length of this short film. It comes in just under 2 minutes. And what that means is that we have to get the story across quickly. And what we can't do is carry out some high concept narrative. We really have to keep things simple here. Also, I'm really liking the look of this kind of VHS filter or handycam footage. I think that looks quite authentic. What is kind of throwing me off is the text overlay. It seems to be swaying separate to the footage. And I'm assuming that if this isn't a conscious choice, then this could be an image stabilization problem. Maybe you have stabilized the image and the text at the same time, which is giving it this kind of sway effect. I really like the way you've used this very raw style. I think it's probably one of the most effective ways to get across this kind of situation. Like, there is no doubt what is happening here. We know that this woman is being followed by the person who I'm going to assume is a man with a camera. So again, really simple concept here, but executed very well. Really like what you did there with the music. Obviously the shift down in pitch and the slowing of time really took us into a much darker tone. Obviously the film has this very raw and very realistic feel to it, but accompanied with the music and that musical change, I know exactly what you wanted me to feel. And at this point I'm on board with it. Another thing that I'm liking is that the bedroom scene wasn't the climax of the film. I think it would have been really easy to have this as, you know, the kill scene. But I think it's actually even more terrifying that the person with the camera can access this woman's home as he chooses. And he's choosing not to do anything to her. He's choosing not to let her know that he is involved in her life. That's infinitely more terrifying. So overall, I think Observer was a really strong piece, really shown competence. One thing I will say is that maybe the acting of the girl could have been slightly better. I think she could have been more scared, she could have struggled a bit more, but I'm really being quite pedantic there. And you've got to remember that the reason people make short films can be very different to feature films. A short film could be an experiment to see if you work well within a certain genre, for instance, found footage or horror. It doesn't have to be a story you've been burning to tell your entire life. It could simply be, I want to shoot outdoors, so let's shoot in the forest. Or, I want to practice my lighting skills, so let's shoot indoors. Or, I want to focus on my writing, so my short film is a conversation. But essentially, your short film should represent what you are good at, and maybe people will pick up on a few flaws. But if people can see that you're competent or maybe even excel in a certain area, you'll go far. So with that being said, I'd like to see more from this director, maybe in a more traditional style so that we can really see what they can do.